Okay, so we're here for our last session, and we kick it off with a very interesting topic. News. They were suffering, newspapers were suffering, one of the first industries to be digitized, and from there on develop strategies on how to get back, also developing their digital offering. One of those offerings is L'Express, born in 1953 in France. From the brand name, for those of you who are not aware of French newspaper, it's like Le Monde or Figaro, so one of the big three brands in France. And they are leading with their 16 million monthly readers. And nowadays they have with their digital offering also 50% of mobile readers, and they have the largest share, something which is not unseen in the print area in France. Jerome Perani, VP of Growth and Partnership at L'Express, now is going to talk about how they are using also Adjust and other strategies and how to gain more customers, more readers to their digital offering. Please give it up for Jerome.
Hello everyone, my name is Jerome. I'm based in Paris and I'm working in a French media group named L'Express. L'Express is a weekly news magazine. 6 million people are reading print edition of L'Express titles in France. And on digital, 12 million people are reading articles written by journalists online, both on websites and apps. Mobile is definitely a key focus for us because right now 50% of our total readers are on mobile, and mobile and tablet apps are today generating 20% of the total number of digital sessions with 0.5 million active users. The overall goal of the presentation is to give you some basic tips and some key learning when you are operating a news app. And at the end of the presentation, I will explain why we are embracing digital subscription through in-app purchases. So what we have done in the last 3 years, first is to acquire downloads by using our website. We have a website with 40 million visits, and in the past, we used to display an ugly pop-up before the loading of the website in order to promote the app, and it has been very efficient. This snapshot has been made in 2015, and now we are using more the visual component and native interface. So for example, on Safari, we are using universal link provided by iOS in order to generate the opening of the app, and on Google Accelerating Mobile Pages, so the initiative of Google to deploy very fast user experience, Google provides us a native component that you can see on the below of the screen, when the reader can either download the app or open the app to read the article. Second part of the strategy is to use push notification, as push notification service is today a must-have for news app. This chart is showing you a typical day of a news app. This snapshot has been made last year. On this day, Theresa May lost the UK national election, and the French national football team lost against Sweden during the World Cup, during the qualifier of the World Cup. And you can see the elasticity of the app users regarding push notification. Each time our journalists are sending a push notification, we are seeing a very big peak, and this chart is a minute-by-minute line. The quantity of push notification is improving the retention and also the ratio daily active users over monthly active users. But quantity is not enough, so because news app is a very competitive segment. On average, a French app user can have between 4 and 12 news apps on his device. So when there is a breaking news, all apps will send the same information. So we have to differentiate ourselves from an editorial point of view and also from a user experience point of view. So 2 examples. When France Info, a competitor, is giving an information, we are using capital letters in order to differentiate our push notification on the screen. A second example is the usage of bold font and also the usage of emojis. Third part of the strategy is to deliver a perfect technical experience. The world is complex. Our apps are embedding 30 SDK, 15 SDK due to technical needs, and 15 SDK due to analytics, marketing, and advertising. So you have interdependencies between our code and this third-party provider, and we decided to challenge everyone. So we have challenged ourselves, and we have challenged the 30 provider of SDK in order to reduce the number of crashes. In 2016, you can see that the number of daily crashes was very high, mainly to SDK, iOS and Android, especially Android. Also the code developed by L'Express developers. And in the year after, we have implemented new rules, new tools, new workflows in order to reach our target of 99.8 crash-free users. So the number of crashes per day has been reduced by 92%. And the fourth pillar of the strategy is obviously monetization. We decided to deploy new formats, so native ads on the left, and ads and video outstream on the right. On the left, you can see different integration. The overall idea is to give the same UI with the same font, the same color than traditional articles. Yeah, it works. So for InRead, you can see that the experience is within the article, and these both formats are well accepted by end users. We do not have a complaint on the different stores, App Stores and Google Play, due to the introduction of these ad formats. So now some results. Now, I forgot to mention that for traditional display advertising, we have set up certain rules in order to protect the first-time user experience. The French market is very focused on interstitial. Interstitial creative can be very heavy to load. So, for example, we have decided to not call ad server during the first sessions after install, and we have also we have also code in order to test the quality of bandwidth in order to avoid ad call servers when the bandwidth is not enough. So now some results. Is retention better? The answer is no. In fact, between 2015 and 2017, we did not change the app. We have released a large number of minor updates, but we did not make a big revamp of the app, and the user interface and the editorial positioning of the app was the same. So the following lines are representing the monthly retention after install for different cohorts. So the first cohort is the downloads generated during the first half of 2015. Second cohort is download generated during the second half of 2015, etc., etc. And you can see that the 5 lines are in the same spot. So if you do not change the UX and the UI of your product on news, the monthly retention will be the same. That's the last line. What about frequency? We have been able to increase the frequency by 40% due to this control strategy of push notification, and also due to external factors. I will explain a little bit later. So same chart 5 cohorts. All the data are provided by iJust. And you can see that if we take account the first half of 2015, a download generated, so 3 years ago, the frequency has increased from, let's say, 10 to 16. And after, there is a decrease. I will explain a little bit later why. The different cohorts are more and more higher, and the last one is 40% above the first cohort of 2015. So why there is a growing trend and after a decline? During this 2 years period, so 2015 and 2016, a lot of terrorist attacks happened in France, and terrorist attacks have created a momentum for the news consumption on mobile. During the Paris attacks in the mid of November 2015, the audience of news app in France has been multiplied by 10, 20, 30. It was very huge. In the first half of 2017, we have the French presidential election with the Macron versus Le Pen presidential election, national election. And during the summer of 2017, everybody was tired. Readers was tired to read another article about political stuff. And journalists also were a little bit tired to produce content because the productivity during the last years was very high. So if we combine the monthly retention and the frequency, we can compute the total number of cumulative visits per cohort. So for a download generated during the first half of 2015, the total number of cumulative visits is around 90, and the different cohorts are more and more important. And the last one, if we just look at the 9 months after install, there is an improvement of 45%. On monetization, due to native ads and content recommendation widget, I did not mention them before, and the outstream video formats within article, we have been able to improve the ad revenues per session by 60%. And so at the end of the, oh, there is a missing slide. If you have a 45% increase for visits and a 60% increase for monetization, you have a 130% increase for LTV. But that's not enough because at the end of the day, the LTV of the French news app are below €5. So we have put a lot of effort, a lot of pressure, a lot of initiatives in order to improve every metrics, and that's why at the end, when we compute, the LTV is below €5. So we have decided to add another LTV. So we have this LTV, this advertising LTV, and we have decided to embrace subscription in order to add another layer of LTV. So we changed the app and the editorial offer last May. So after a 3-year period of stabilization of the user experience, we have decided to change a lot. So the app is more visual. The app provides a new editorial formats. So that editorial format is a new way to deal with news by combining question and answers. We have more videos on the right, and the last one, the last screenshot, is a new feature, and it's very innovative in the French market of news app. These features enables readers to like or to dislike articles at the end of article, and when they are disliking article, they can choose between different reviews in order to give their reviews. And we have also a daily edition. So during each evening, we are putting a lot of content within the article, within the app. So we changed the app, the user interface, the features and also the editorial positioning. Why? Because we want to change the model. So previously, our news app was 100% free, only financed by advertising and different advertising formats. And now we have a 30 days phase of content discovery. So during the first 30 days after install, the end user, just like before, can access the whole range of content articles produced by L'Express journalists. But after 30 days, the reader has a choice, either to subscribe at a 10 euro per month price, or to have a limitation, 2 articles per day for free. That's not an initiative limited to the app. That's a strategic initiative for the company. We have the same approach with different limitations on the website, and we think that subscription is a solution to make LTV great again, because with a LTV below 5 euro, you cannot pay a journalist in the long run. Thanks a lot for your attention, and I will be happy to answer to any question.
Merci beaucoup. Are there any questions from your side?
No question.
We have 2 questions. Maybe you wait for the microphone, which is over there, and
you showed the graph where after every push notification, the number of users was growing massively. Do you also see the number of uninstalls growing after sending push?
We have made some tests a few years ago, and in fact, journalists have some guidelines in order to not over-push during a regular day. So our guideline at L'Express is to have between 6 and 8, maybe 9 pushes per day, and to have a certain number of minutes between each push. So if we do not have terrorist attack or very strong breaking news, they need to have 30 minutes between 2 different pushes. When there is a major event, they can push 10, 15, 20. We have a high record of 25 during a major terrorist attack. So it's something that we are monitoring on a daily basis, and we are providing feedback to the journalists each week regarding the performances of the different push notifications.
Thanks.
And we had a second question over there. No, here.
Just wanted to make sure, have you experienced already the takeaway from your 30 days free access period and the subscription model yet? Or are you just starting this?
We are just starting. We launched this initiative last month, yes. So we are just at the beginning, because a lot of downloads are still in the 30 days period. So
okay. What makes you sure, or what does you make sure that it's going to work?
It's going to work if our editorial positioning and if our articles are very good. So it creates a very high tension to deliver high quality journalism. If during the content discovery phase the end user is not happy, he will not subscribe and he will not use the app. So.
Well, the thing is that the users are used to get things for free, or especially news content, right? So there are competitors that offer the same thing for free. Yeah,
but we are not providing today the same stuff than before. So we are still delivering the same information than the competition, with a different tone, with a different user interface, with some kind of conversational approach. And we are also using our print journalists. So today, our print journalists are working for the digital business, and we are providing more value-added and high-quality articles to the reader base.
All right. So
in order to create the willingness to pay.
It would be interesting to receive some feedback after a while.
Okay.
I wish you good luck.
Next year.
Thank you.
Great. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Your applause.